There we go. All right, all right, all right. How's everybody doing this evening? So thank you all for showing up this evening for the third weekend of the of the Global Ancestral Drumming event. This weekend, we're actually going to concentrate on leaders, and this is one of my favorites is leaders because many of us are leaders, and we don't even know that that's who we are. But I'll actually have something more to say about that later. Probably tomorrow during one of the breaks, I'll actually have a pretty good conversation about that. But nevertheless, we can go ahead and get started. So I'll go ahead and do the invocation. Ancestors, we call upon you this evening to come and stand behind this global weekend of drumming, to focus on your children who are leaders, the ones who carry the medicine of leadership, the ones who are leaders who know that they're leaders, and the ones who are leaders who do not know. We're coming here tonight for you to stand behind them, to awaken them so that they can hear the directives and the messages that you're giving them, so that they can be the full expression of who they came into this world as. So that they are able to fulfill the purpose in which they've come into this lifetime to fulfill. So they can rise up and lead in the capacity in which they've come here to lead in. And so, ancestors, we also call upon you to go to your grandchildren who are the drummers. Stand behind them. We ask you to sit on them so that as they play their rhythms, as their hands move, they can move and create and produce a sound that moves things that have not been moved, that alters the frequency in nature so that it can be recalibrated to its original frequency. And that the sound of the drums awaken that which has been dormant, that which has been asleep. So that we can once again be on the world stage where we should be, and resetting the world back to what it should be, bringing forth peace, bringing forth harmony, bringing forth justice. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. So Supreli, you can go ahead and bring in the first drum.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello.
Yes, hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Miss Nicole. Hi, can you please introduce yourself and tell us how we can find you on social media?
Sure. So, hi, my name is Nicole. This is Gija. And we're excited to be here today. We're excited to be here today and to share our work. I've had the pleasure of working with Gija for the last few years and creating affirmational work. And I thought that it fit right along with, the themes of this week. So I thought this would be a really beautiful chance for us to share what we have with you all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gija, and you can find the songs that we create on all streaming platforms under the title Bushwoman.
Yes.
Happy Juneteenth to everyone.
Happy Juneteenth!
We honor our ancestors who were enslaved. We honor them in our own rage, in our own joy, recognizing that we're present. So this is the offering that we bring to you and to them.
So we're going to start off with a little drumming, and then we're going to get into some of the songs that we created. Just make sure you have it. So with that,
suka, 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 sukade, suka, sukade, suka, sukade, suka, sukade, suka. Have you forgiven yourself? When the last time that you told yourself you loved yourself? Yeah. Have you forgiven yourself? Say, when the last time that you told yourself you loved yourself? Woo! One more time. Have you forgiven yourself? When the last time that you told yourself you loved yourself? Yeah. Have you forgiven yourself? Say, when the last time that you told yourself to love yourself? Are you drowning in an ocean when you're really supposed to be floating on, walking on, resting on, resting on, resting on? Maybe your doubts already been buried within you, within you, within you, within you, within you, sukade, yep, sukade, 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 suka. So what you need to understand is that sukane in my mother's tongue, ga, means turn on the light. And in this moment, as we are seeing a radical shift in the world we have thought or convinced ourselves that was normal, we are recognizing that it is requiring an uncomfort within us. So what it's calling for us to be is to activate this light within us. Whatever light that we have within us, there is nothing that comes from the outside, it's all within. And it is requiring this light within us. So when we say sukane, what we're doing is activating this light, turning on this light within us. So I want you, in the comfort of your own home, if you have to get up and move your body, do so. If you feel comfortable moving in your chair, do so. But the only requirement that I have for you is say this with me. Say, sukade, 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 yep, sukade. Say it, come on, Kanye. Yeah, sukade, say it, sukade, sukade, louder, sukade, 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 sukade. Say, turn on the light within, turn on the light within, turn on the light within, turn on, yeah, turn on the light within, 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 turn on, last time, sukade, sukade, say it, sukade, 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 yep. Suka, suka. Yeah. Time to get uncomfortable. Time to get uncomfortable. Time to get uncomfortable. 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 Time to get uncomfortable. Time to get uncomfortable. Yeah. Time to get uncomfortable. 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 Time to get uncomfortable. Yeah. Time to get uncomfortable. Time to get uncomfortable. 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 There you go. Yep. Time to get uncomfortable. Time to get uncomfortable. Yeah. Time to get uncomfortable. 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 Time to get uncomfortable. Yeah. Time to get uncomfortable. Time to get uncomfortable. 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 Wake up! You've been sleeping too long. How long? Your dreams got to alarm you. This is soul food for you to cook. You don't like your job, quit it. Build you. Your dreams are at faith like one breath at a time. If you need it, here it is, y'all. Here is the sign. Water you. Don't step on your vine. Don't sleep on your vine. Don't step on your vine. Say it. Time to get uncomfortable. Louder.
Time to get uncomfortable.
Come on. Louder.
Time to
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. With your
Uncomfortable.
chest. Come on.
Time
to get
uncomfortable.
Come on.
Time
Time
to
to.
get
I feel you through the
uncomfortable.
screen. Come on. Time to get uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. Saying it.
Time to
All right. Now
uncomfortable.
for us,
Time to get
that means that this
uncomfortable.
imagination, this world that we want to create is possible, right? And so what we have to do is get uncomfortable by shifting our limitation on what our ideas of freedom is. Meaning that our children will be able to experience what freedom is because we're demanding that shit right now. So what's making me uncomfortable, right, is imagining this new world, imagining that it's possible, that freedom is possible. And that's radical to me, but not radical enough to where I think I'm just imagining it in my dreams. So what I'm doing is learning to embrace this uncomfortable space because I know that it's growing me. Speaking up even when I don't feel like it. Speaking up even when I'm not used to it. Because it's needed. So when we say it is time, what we're doing is demanding. We are waking up. We are creating an awareness within our own self. So when we say it, I want you to say it. Say it like you mean it, even if you don't know what it looks like. Here we go. Come on. Time to get uncomfortable. Yeah, time to get uncomfortable. Come on, time to get uncomfortable. Woo, y'all, I feel it. Yeah. Come on, time to get uncomfortable. Yeah, time to get uncomfortable. Time to get uncomfortable. Louder. Time to yeah. Come on, time to get uncomfortable. Yeah, time to get uncomfortable. Last time, time to
get uncomfortable.
yeah. Come on, time to
get uncomfortable.
Come on, time to get uncomfortable. Yeah. I want the whole neighborhood to hear me, honey. Yeah. Freedom is in your hands. 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 Can y'all sing that? Freedom is in your hands. Freedom is in your hands. Freedom is in your hands. I make it even real personal. I say freedom is in my hands. Yeah. Freedom is in my hands. 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 I used to think about freedom as if it was a dream. I heard about it in church or in speeches. It always seemed like freedom was far away. Like it was something that we were always going to get someday. Nothing that I could live for or my children could live for, or maybe their children. Maybe their children's children. But it was always far away. It was something that I couldn't grasp right now. And then something shifted. Something turned. And I began to demand freedom. I began to choose freedom. Then I believed it. And then I told myself that if freedom is something that I want to experience or that I want to see, that I must choose. So I'm choosing freedom. Because I chose. I chose. I chose. I choose. So when we say freedom is in my hands, y'all, I'm defining that every single day. Freedom is in my hands. 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 Freedom is in my hands.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. And if you can again tell us your name and how we can find you on social media.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Gija. And resilience required.
Yes, resilience required on Instagram. And there's an EP that's out.
Yes.
Yes.
Bush Women under
Bush
Gija.
Women.
Gija is spelled D as in dog, Z as in zebra, D as in dog, Z as in zebra, OR. And you can find that on any streaming platform. And you can follow me on Gija as I glow. And thank you guys for having this space.
Yeah.
And happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you so much, ladies. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to the Ancestral Drumming. We are expecting our next drummer at 7 p.m., so we appreciate everyone's patience. And again, welcome to the week where we are awakening the leaders.
All right, all right, all right. So while we work out a few technical difficulties, I will go ahead and just talk a little bit about leaders. So I was going to talk about this tomorrow, but I'll go ahead and start the conversation now, really quick. There are many of you out there who are actual leaders, but sometimes we get caught up in our view of ourselves and how the world views us, and knowing that deep within ourselves there's words or there's language that is waiting to come out. But many times we hold back because we told ourselves that somewhere along the line that that's not who we are. Even though life shows us that it is who we are. Even though every time we step into a room, every time we speak, the attention of people or people in the space that we enter immediately focuses to us or to you. It's a better way to put that. Because who you are is really undeniable, especially from a spiritual perspective. Because many times people can see you and they don't know at times what they see. Many times people actually see you and they're clear about what they're looking at and who they're looking at. But we will walk through life as though we are truly who we told ourselves we are, and truly is who other people have said we are. And this thing called leadership shows up in so many different ways. And it shows up in a way that this language, and generally it shows up in language. So you say that first. But sometimes we are to lead with our pen. That's with literature, writing. Sometimes we are to lead with our voices. And other times we are to lead with our actions, the actions that we commit that have people to move. And regardless of how the leadership shows up, it causes people to move. It causes something to happen. And it's effortless. Like there's no effort behind it. And so what I challenge you to do, especially those of you who are on the fence about whether or not you should or shouldn't say something, because I've been there. That's how I know a lot about this conversation. There's nothing for you to do outside of speak. There's nothing for you to do outside of write. There's nothing for you to do outside of commit that action that you have been driven to commit, whatever that is. And if you notice, you will always get an indication or a glimpse into who you are. Like your ancestors will always show you. But many times it occurs as a glimpse, like a moment in time where we are the expression of leadership. And that's put in place so that you can see yourself. And this is especially for leaders, but everyone can do this. To really begin to see who you are. Like doing mirror work is always a phenomenal or fantastic thing to do. Where you stand in the mirror and you just be with yourself. And some of you may say, oh, I stand in front of the mirror all the time. You probably do. And some people may spend hours in front of the mirror. But when you're standing there, you're doing something else. You're not being with yourself. You're probably being with your hair. You're being with your eyebrows, your lips, put on lipstick, or whatever. You're not being with you. You're being with how you look. You're being with your appearance. But when you stand there and you actually look at who's looking back at you, you get an opportunity to see the fullness of who you are. And sometimes that can be frightening. Because you can see yourself. Sometimes it may even bring you to tears or sadness because you see your greatness. You see what has been hidden behind the mask. You see that 8-year-old who dreamed. But at the end of the day, you see you. And also, go to your people, go to your ancestors, and tell them that you are ready to be who you've come into this lifetime to be. That is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, and that is actually the bravest thing that you can ever do in your entire life. Because it takes something to be who you've come into this world to be. It takes something to express your true nature. Because it causes you, in many instances, to go totally against your point of view, goes totally against the grain, goes totally against other people's view of you. And most importantly, it goes against the things that you put in place to keep you safe. The things that you put in place to survive. And these are things that you put in place when you were a child, when life occurred a certain way, you adapted a certain way of being in order to survive life. And it's worked. But believe it or not, it has outlived its useful life. It's useless at this point. Because you know that your true nature haunts you every single day, and it will continue to haunt you until you begin to pursue it, until you begin to exercise it, until you begin to allow yourself to be that. Because being that leader, being the true nature of who you are, will cause you to lose things, lose people, lose habits, or things that you enjoy. Because those things are a distraction. And when you're in the process of allowing your true nature to exist, things that are distractions are moved out of the way. They're removed. They have to go. Because you cannot be, or you cannot express your true nature with distractions. Because some people are distractions. We may not think so, but they are. Some things or some habits we have, some things we enjoy, some activities are actually distractions. And they all have to go. And they all will be removed. But first you have to say, you have to, in language, you have to speak that you're ready to be the full expression of who you've come into this world as. And that's your true nature. Make that declaration. Because we're not in a time where we can afford to not be who we've come into this lifetime to be. Because as one of my elders said once, when you do not fulfill your purpose, you actually serve no purpose. I want you to really sit with that. When you are not fulfilling your purpose, you serve no purpose. So at that point, you actually become a liar. You actually become a trickster because you actually agreed to fulfill something before you came here. And when you refuse to adhere and listen to the directives and follow those the directives that you receive that are leading you on your path, you actually become a liar and a trickster because you're not doing what you are supposed to do. You're not doing what you came here to do. And believe it or not, you have to be responsible for that. Because there are people who are waiting for your leadership to show up. They're waiting for you to show up. And as long as you sit and you delay, as long as you sit and you ignore the messages, as long as you procrastinate, as long as you wonder whether or not this is what you should or shouldn't do, whether or not you want to do it or you don't want to do it. When it comes to your purpose, you actually don't have a choice because you agreed to it. But one of the things that you have to be responsible for is that people are waiting for your leadership. People are waiting for you to show up so that you can spark their awakening, so you can spark possibly their leadership, so you can give them directions. Because there are many people waiting for your salvation, or you are their salvation. That's another way to put it. And in the midst of you waiting and deliberating as to whether or not you want to fulfill your purpose, or you're trying to figure out how to start, there are people who will actually die waiting for you. And you have to be responsible for all of that. Every bit of it. Because of your refusal to do what you know that you should do. I want you to think about that for just a moment. Just think about it. Just how many of you are led to do something and you refuse to do it? And usually the refusal to do it a lot of times is for selfish reasons. Because we've been trained, we've been taught to be self-serving. But one of the things we have to understand that there's absolutely positively nothing that is self-serving in tradition. There's nothing self-serving about you fulfilling your purpose or you existing in your true nature. There's nothing self-serving about that. But we will go around and we will say, oh, what's for me is for me. But the reality is, what's for you is for the world. But we have all of our major institutions that train us to be self-serving. Everything from our governmental institutions, educational institutions, and our religious institutions really train us to be self-serving. Because everything is about possessing something. It's the possession of something. Because it's always something about my something. My blessing. My education. My job. It's all about possession, which makes it self-serving. But who you are at the core is someone who is not self-serving, but you have to be willing to be that. And it may occur as though that there are things that you have to give up, which is true. There are things that you have to give up. But what we never consider are the things that we will gain, the things that we receive. Because one of the principles that I stand firm on, and I can attest to it, is that when something is removed or you give something up, it's always replaced with something else. And the something else that it's replaced with, it depends upon where you are in your journey. whether you're in the process of fulfilling your purpose, then it will be replaced with something that is more fulfilling than you can ever imagine. And sometimes we wonder why, like, our lives look upside down. We wonder why it seems like the same things keep happening. It's because we don't listen. And we're not listening to those directives. That will actually have our lives work. And we'll stay on this merry-go-round until we listen. Life just keeps looking the same in a way that occurs to you as being unfavorable. It's because you're not this. I promise you it's going to be something you're not listening to. Or you may be listening to it, you just don't want to do it. Because one of the things that we have to get is that it's all an initiation process. The attempt for you to begin to fulfill your purpose, initiation. The moment you say you want to exist in the fullness of your true nature, initiation. Because who you are today is someone who's inadequate enough to actually fulfill your purpose. So you have to level up. And the quickest, easiest way to do that is via initiation. The moment you say that you want to fulfill your purpose, you call for initiation. That's what you do. And really, the moment you say you want to do anything in life, you're calling for an initiation, because usually you're not prepared to handle whatever you want. Just not. It's just the nature of it. That's why sometimes, when we're pursuing a goal, it seems tough. We learn so many things along the way. And by the time we get to our goal and it's fulfilled, we have this whole book of experiences and how to navigate those experiences. Because who you were in the beginning was somebody who wasn't prepared to handle what you wanted. And so that applies with pretty much, I would argue, every aspect of life, but I could be wrong. Who knows? But we have to understand that it is vitally important that we do what we've come here to do. Because the more we procrastinate, the more we don't do it, the more we actually suffer as a people globally. That's why I say it's not self-serving. And understand your actions impact millions of people. There's really no such thing as, oh, well, whatever I've done, it's not bothering nobody but me. Nah, that's not true. There's a huge impact. And so you have to ask yourself, who do you want to be? Do you want to exist in the epitome of truth? In the epitome of truth, it's actually existing in your true nature. It's fulfilling your purpose. That is the thing that is undeniable. That is truth, the purest form of truth. Or do you want to exist in a lie, which is usually who you made yourself out to be which is for most people, not all, but most, it's not even remotely close to them fulfilling their purpose. They're just living life with moments of gratification, with moments of fulfillment, instead of having that fulfillment consistently. And it is beautiful being in your purpose. And even sometimes when you think that, oh, I'm fulfilling my purpose, which is true, you can still get stuck. Understand that the fulfillment of your purpose is a lifetime journey of growth, lifetime journey of leveling up. And so you can even get stuck within the process of fulfilling your purpose. So I challenge you all to be brave enough to tell your ancestors that you're ready to fulfill the purpose in which they have sent you here to fulfill upon, as well as what you have agreed to fulfill upon. Do that. When you do that, you have to be willing to look down at your feet, because everything you need will be presented to you at your feet, will be given to you. The pathway will be open. You just have to be brave enough to walk down that path. Because it literally takes something to fulfill your purpose. It takes something to exist in your true nature. Because you have to be unstoppable. You have to be someone who has the ability to have dominion over their temperament. But if you allow yourself to be guided, you'll gain dominion over your temperament. That I can promise you. You'll be fully equipped to fulfill your purpose. So I'll stop right there. There's so much more I want to say about this whole thing, especially to those leaders. Because you are the ones who actually move the world, regardless of what scale you exist on. You're moving the world because it is your leadership that is guiding the course in which the world moves in that direction. But anyway, that's enough of that. That is enough of that. So I'm going to turn it back over to Supele, and I will talk to you all again tomorrow, because there's a lot more that I want to say about this subject. So until then, I'm excited about talking to you tomorrow. I will turn it over to Supele. Supele.
Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you. We appreciate everyone joining us this weekend. And if we can please just hold for one moment while I verify that the next drummer is ready.
Let me get another speaker. We're here.
Yes, hello.
Hey, we're here. We're not quite ready. Sami went to go get another speaker, but we are here.
Okay.
Is the screen visible?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, hello.
Thank you. Can you ladies please let us know where we can find you on social media? While we wait for Miss, there she is. Actually, if you could please speak up, ladies, we're having a little trouble hearing you. Hello, ladies. This is Mama Sami. Are you ready?
Can you hear us now?
Yes, we can. Thank you so much. If you could please let us know where we can find you on social media.
Can you hear us now? So, can you hear us now? Here's the chat.
Yes, we can. It's a little low, but we can hear you, Mama Sami. Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, thank you.
I don't know. Who can hear us and we want to be heard? It's just
Give us one moment. Can you
How
hear
about
me?
that?
Perfect. Thank you. Yes.
She said yes. She said yes. Okay. Okay.
We're working on it.
Everyone, please bear with us while we help to make sure everything gets on here together for you. One moment, please. Thank you for your patience. Okay, ladies, you are back in. Can you hear us? We can see you, ladies, but we cannot hear you. Mama Sami? We can see you, ladies, but we can't hear you. Hello, can you hear us? Please bear with us, everyone, while we take care of these technical difficulties. Hello, ladies. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Please bear with us.
So,
Yeah.
yes, I can say something. Can you hear me? Without hearing me through the telephone? I heard something. Yeah,
We can hear you, but it's more than likely through the phone.
okay, so now can you hear me through Zoom only?
Yes.
This is. Okay, that speaker is on. It's not connected.
So let's see what happens. Hello, Mom. Hello, Christian.
This is
Can you hear
Sue Kelly. This is Sue Kelly. We can hear you now.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So it's live. Okay. So we start, the first thing we play is, there you go. Okay? Mhm. I'm gonna do it, that's what I'm doing.
we are Giwana Mata, we have Dominica.
Okay.
Giwana Mata member in training. We have Cynthia, who is our Giwana Mata treasurer. We all came together here to respond to the call that we all, with our heartbeats, are able to respond. And yes, we responded through the drums. Giwana Mata can be reached at 678-613-8342. That's our phone. Our artistic director, Tamara Omiyale, leading dance classes. And this week we will be, that is tomorrow, Father's Day, we will be at Tassili's Raw Reality on Ralph David Abernathy. Our class will be held from 3 o'clock until about 3:30, 3:40, 45. So you all tune in to Facebook Live and you can catch us there. And in the meantime, if you want to get information by way of our website, you can go to www.gynmata.org. That is spelled GIWAYENMATA.org. Keep the peace. Stay in the struggle. It's a struggle every day. Striving for our best is not always easy, but we must continue to strive. So I say to you all from Giwayen Mata.
Okay. Thank you.
Ashe.
Beautiful ladies. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I got goosebumps. Thank you so much for, blessing us today with the amazing drumming. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us. Thank you for doing this work that you are.
Thank you. Again, thank you everyone for your patience. Please stand by. All right, all right. Today has been an amazing day. We just want to say thank you so much to all of the drummers today. We want to also thank everyone who in the audience came and participated with us today. Even though there were some glitches, we just know that this calling is very important for us to awaken these leaders and just receive the messages that are coming from the drums. So again, thank you all for joining today. With us tomorrow. Hello, everyone. There we go. We just want to thank everyone today for your amazing patience and just thank all of the amazing drummers today, as well as everyone for attending and partaking in this awakening of the leaders. This was a beautiful experience and we hope everyone will come back tomorrow. We invite you to continue this awakening of the leaders with us this weekend. Join in again on the same YouTube channel. And we thank everyone so much and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.